Welcome back, friends. I am so glad you're here. Grab a coffee or grab a tea, grab something to drink, and come and hang out with me while I start to tackle a pile of clothes that I've wanted to upcycle and some thrifting finds that I've wanted to flip for a little while. Welcome to my kitchen. Also, my sewing studio. Sometimes you have to work with what you have. This kitchen has a great big island in the center, good for cutting things. I've got my sewing machine over here. I can put my serger here, put my laptop here. I can make coffee there. I can get a snack there. Just work with what you have. I am so excited to take this pile of clothes that has been sitting in my closet for too long and turn it into some things that I will wear. Today, I'm going to take you along with me while I dye some clothes for the first time. I've never dyed clothes before. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to rework some patchwork. I'm going to crop a men's gingham shirt. I'm going to take in some wide leg jeans a little bit, and I'm going to see what I can do with this pile of t-shirts. And I imagine some of them are going to end up in my donation pile, which is okay. We'll see if we can repurpose some. We'll donate the rest. I think the first thing I'm going to tackle, because it seems easy, is reworking this patchwork. I have this sweater. I don't love it. I don't know. I don't grab for it. It's just like a Walmart sweater. I think I thrifted. I did make this patchwork that I do love, so I'm going to seam rip the patchwork, and then I'm going to sew it back onto this crew neck that I have that I do like a lot. And I think the color should be good on this crew neck. Let's start by seam ripping this patchwork off and then sewing it back on. If you don't have a seam ripper, you should have one. It's my favorite tool to use, and I'm just simply going to be really gentle and rip out the stitches I've made. Oh, once you get like a good rip going, so satisfying. I have finished seam ripping the patchwork off of the crew neck. I gave it a little iron reminder to not skip ironing. I think it's really important for making sure a project looks nice and finished and tidy. I got all the little threads off more or less, except for what's still hanging around this sweater, but I think this is gonna look really nice on this crew neck, and I think I will just wear it more often. So I'm excited about that. This guy had a bit of a casualty because, another reminder, you should go slow with the seam ripper. We got a teensy tiny little hole in the sweater, but my hopes for this is that someone will grab it. I'm gonna donate it. Maybe they'll love it as like a pre-worn sweater. Maybe they'll do a little patchwork of their own. We are now prepared to pin this in place and sew it on. So I just wanna make sure that this is centered, and you should probably measure it. That's the best thing to do. Let's do this properly so we only have to do it once. Move this up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm gonna measure from armpit over. It's like almost 7 inches exactly, armpit over, so we just need to move this slightly. I only ever use these pins on projects like this. Otherwise, I use the plastic clips, and I think, ouch. I think they're better because I hate pins like this for that reason. So I am very much self-taught, and I think that's the best way to learn sometimes, but I appreciate that there are very technical ways to do things. Okay, I feel good about that. That's enough pins for this task. I think we're ready to put this on the sewing machine. I love it when I don't need to rethread this, and the thread that's in here is gonna work for the project. I've inherited this machine from my mom's aunt. It's a Husqvarna SLE 6570, and it has been so sturdy, so durable, so amazing. I've never had any issues with it, knock on wood. It's sewn through denim, it's sewn through canvas, it's sewn through like waterproof marine cover boat material without an issue. I think I've only broken like one needle, knock on wood. And we're gonna do a really tight to the edge, so I'm not sure what kind of seam allowance that is. Love to tell you, but as close to the edge as you can get without it slipping off. It's good because I already have some guides here of the last sew-in, so I can kind of just follow that. I need to make a pin cushion. Add that to the list. This is such an easy way to upcycle a piece that you like, but you want to bring some more personality into. Make a little patchwork and sew it onto a sweater you love. Ta-da! Okay, I'm really happy with this. I think that it looks centered. I think that it looks really good with the color. I'm gonna try it on for you so that you can see it. I think next I'm gonna move on to the jeans because I think that'll also be just a really quick, hopefully quick fix. So let's measure these out so that we can do the same on each pair of jeans. I'm going to just see where this comes in naturally from the knee and then where it starts to flare out. I'm going to take my red chalk and just draw this line here. So I'm gonna actually end up taking off about 1 inch on each side of the seam. It's a little bit more because the seam's folded upwards, but about 1 inch. So let's do the same over here. Okay, from here to here. You can see all my mess here, but this is the reality of sewing in your kitchen. I'm going to pick out some thread that matches the jean stitch as closely as I can. We're gonna re-thread the machine. We're gonna call that all right. Okay, first set up. Kind of nervous. I sure hope this works the way that I think it will in my head. So once I get to the end, I'm gonna go pretty slow because I did say that my machine is very heavy duty, but I don't wanna break a needle. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. I decided that I do think I'm gonna top stitch the seam down because I just think it's gonna look cleaner and look better. I just think a top stitch makes things look like more finished, and I think this will just hold it in place better. I think that looks good. The thread should be a little thicker ideally, but I'm not that worried about that. Jeans are done. I think it's fine. I think it'll work for what I want, and I think that they are gonna be much better in the legs and much less wide, a little bit more barreled on the bottoms. This is before. I think this will be the next project, is taking this and cropping it and making it a short sleeve. I'm a little nervous, but I don't know. I'm gonna try it on and see what we can do with it. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, maybe someone else will like it. This is the shirt before. It's quite big on me. So I've just done some rough measurements of where I want this to be cropped. So I was gonna do a circular hem on it. I think I'm gonna actually just do a straight across hem. One, to keep it a little simpler, but I also just want this to be kind of a boxy look. So I'm gonna take off quite a bit on the length, but I think this is ultimately a good spot for it to hit because it hits below the pants, so it's below my waist, but I could wear it out, or if I wanted to tuck it in, I probably could. And then I've creased this seam where I want to cut it for the short sleeve. So I'm thinking that I want it to be just above my elbow. This is my elbow crease. I do want a bit of a hem on it. And so I think that will work to come just above my elbow. Gives me stuff to work with. I think that's where I'm going to cut it. I'm just gonna lean into it and do it and hope for the best. Like I said, if I like it, I like it. And if I don't, someone might like it. Time to cut this shirt up. I'm gonna get my good fabric scissors out and do some chopping here, and we'll see where we can get to. That is roughly where we're gonna cut it. I have 9 inches that I'm gonna cut off the bottom of this. Oh, I'm nervous. Okay, I'm gonna mark this. This is like one of the best parts though, honestly, of flipping things that you find at the thrift store, because it's gonna be sad if I mess this up, but it's gonna be fine because it was like $5. Oh, fabric scissors are the best. We've got this interesting piece of gingham now that I'm gonna have to hold on to for some patchwork because that would be really fun pattern to keep. Woo, it already looks better. Next cut, the sleeves. So I'm gonna measure the sleeve out so that I can make sure I do the same on the other one. I left enough for the hem, hopefully, so I think we're good. So what I did was I did a double rolled hem. So I ironed up 1 centimeter around each of the cuffs and the hemline. And then I folded up another centimeter and ironed that. So it'll be a double hem, and I'll sew along the border of that. And then I'm just gonna basically sew along the hemline to attach the double hem, and then along the 2 cuffs. And that's really it, which is incredible. Time to try it on. Make sure everything hits where I would like it to. The sleeves might be a little long. I might take those up a little bit, so we'll see. Guys, this is way cuter than I thought it would be. It's just really cute. Like, it's boxy, which I really wanted. I'd probably wear it with like a darker wash or a black jean other than these whitewash jeans. Really cute. I am partway through my upcycling, and I think I'm gonna have a snack because I'm getting pretty hungry, and then I'm gonna go for a walk with the doggos, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do the t-shirts, and I'm gonna do the dyeing of the sweaters and the button-up shirt. I'm back, I'm refreshed, I had some lunch, I went for a walk, and I'm ready to tackle the t-shirt pile, which I have here, and the dyeing of the sweaters. For now though, I think what I'm going to do is take these 3 t-shirts and try and hem them using the hemming tutorial from Sydney Graham. I just want to show you what these look like on before and after. This one is just too tight around the waist, which is why I realize now that it's on, I don't like it. I have marked off all of these sweaters where I want them to be hemmed to. So if you haven't already watched it, you should go and watch Sydney Graham's tutorial on this hemming technique. I will not be doing justice to walking you through it properly, so yeah, I would just suggest you do that. About 3.5 inches. Okay, so that one's good. So I'm pinning just below the serged line of the current hem, and I'm gonna stitch right under that line as well. Good, ready for the machine. I'm having doubts. It's vintage Disney. I can't do it. I just have to make more of an effort to wear it tucked into my clothes, because you know what? That's just how it has to be worn. So Mickey, not today. Okay, well, that makes things easy. That means I have 2 shirts to sew. I'm gonna keep the thread I have in here because it's kind of like a light neutral. And what I'm gonna do is sew along just under the hemline of the original t-shirt. Last step of this t-shirt hemming process is to top stitch the seam to the shirt. I'm going to stitch it pretty close to the top of this hem so that it catches the seam that we just pressed up towards the collar of the shirt. This will just help everything lay really flat. We actually did get to keep some of this split hem here in this one, which is kind of a nice visual interest. Will she get around without changing the bobbin? Oh, she made it! Incredible. Is it her very best work? No. But will it work? Yes! My workspace has just gotten progressively messier, but Such is life. Anyways, I'm very happy with the hemming of these t-shirts, and I'm glad I only did these two and not the whole lot of them, because I just don't think the other ones are gonna do it for me. So let me try these on. Guys, so much better. I love it. I'm so much happier with this. It's not hugging my hips, so much less bulky. I'm gonna wear this so much more, I can already tell. I can also already tell that I like this one way better. It's less bulky. It was super long on me. This one was really long. So this one will get a lot more wear. I think I'll just wear it probably again like with a little tuck, but honestly the tuck here makes it so much easier when it's shorter. And if I want to wear this out with tights, I totally can. And the hem looks cool. It's got a contrasting thread. I'm excited about this one. It's got some new life. Okay, I've done a lot of things this morning and today. It's already afternoon. I have my last flip project, my last upcycling project, where I'm going to try my hand at dyeing this sweater that I found while I was thrifting. So if you haven't watched my Thrift With Me videos, now's a good time to do that, or after this video. But I found this thrifting a couple weeks ago, and I love the print on it. I just really wanted to thrift a butter yellow sweater, and I didn't find one. So I thought, why not try and dye one? I also have 2 cotton button-up white shirts. And I don't need to. This one's a little bit more worn, so I figured it's a little bit better to experiment with it, but I am gonna try and dye this as well to be like a butter yellow. So I'm gonna get this set up, and we are gonna try and dye some clothes. You should add a small amount of mild dish soap, such as 1 teaspoon to your dye bath, to help promote dye absorption and prevent splotching. I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, we're going to pour this dye in. I'm kind of nervous that I'm gonna get this on myself. I'm gonna do a test here with paper towel just to see how light it is already. Ooh, see, like that's already like a butter yellow. I'm gonna pour like a little bit more in. I think I've put probably like 2/3 of the pack in there. Guys, I think I'm just gonna go for it. Honestly, what do I have to lose? Not a lot, because you know what? This is why I thrift. If I mess it up, I mess it up. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off now, because it's hot enough. Oh my God. Ah. Oh wow. This is really satisfying. That is very cool. Just wanna make sure it's like really covered and not gonna be splotchy. That's what. Also, don't do what I'm doing, wear gloves. The only reason I'm not is because it's like really light yellow, but everything about dyeing clothes says to wear gloves. Whew, that's yellow. Okay, I think I'm ready now for the sweater. Ooh, I'm nervous about this one. Okay, we're just going for it. Oh man, this is so fun though, for real. Okay, I can already tell that the cotton, so the button-up is a full 100% cotton garment. This is a poly blend, but it doesn't have more than 40% polyester like the packaging said. But I can already tell that this is taking the dye less than the button-up. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. We've been at this pretty much all day. And I'm really happy with what I got done. The sweater and the button-up are in the dryer right now drying, and I can't wait to check out how these dyed pieces turn out. So if this works well, it opens up a whole other world of thrift upcycles if you can dye your clothes to the colors you want them. It looks pretty good. I don't think it looks too splotchy at all. I think it looks pretty good, guys. Are you kidding? I am so happy with this. This is why you are all dyeing your clothes on YouTube. I get it now. I'm so impressed with how this turned out, and it's so much more fun. This is so much more fun than a white button-up. Holy smokes, I'm so jazzed about this. I think this was my favorite thing of all day. So cute. Okay, this one turned out pretty good too. I'm happy with it. I was kind of nervous about how this yellow cream color would contrast with this yellow, but it looks good, guys. What a win. Let me try it on for you. I'm so excited about these. I can't believe it. This truly opens up some new doors for me when I'm thrifting. Because if I see something that's white, I can just dye it. This dye cost me $1.25. So 2 of these shirts, probably $5 for the first button up. I think this one was actually $10 if I'm being honest. Plus the dye, like I got 2 new shirts essentially for $16.25. I'm so excited. Can't wait to get these in my closet. Okay, that's a wrap on all of my things. Wow. I'm so glad I saved this for the finale and I saved it for the last part of today because I'm so jazzed about it. Wow. Okay, that's a wrap. Okay, I need to put this stuff away. I need to put it in my closet and start wearing it tomorrow immediately now. I might just not take this off, but thank you so much for hanging out with me and doing this today. I'm looking forward to actually taking a pattern and making a pattern with you next time from start to finish. So subscribe and come along with me. I think I'm gonna try and make a quilt jacket or an overcoat. I just have so many plans. So if you haven't watched my fall plans making video yet, go ahead and watch that and see what I'm gonna be up to this fall, see what's coming. This was the first one on my list and I'm so excited and so happy with how everything turned out. So thank you for being here. Subscribe, like, send it to a friend. See ya.